Hey guys, 7WWE Rocks here. Thank you so much for watching this video. I made it a Google Plus Hangout because I didn't know if it was going to be a long video or short or whatever. But yeah, if you didn't know, yesterday I went to a wrestling show with my dad, and it had some pretty good names, and I got a lot of merchandise that I can't wait to show you guys, and some stories I'm going to tell. It was a really good night. And I just had a lot of fun. I love, going to wrestling shows and stuff, and was able to get ringside tickets, and it was one of those it's like the first 5 rows are ringside, so whoever gets there first gets front row. So I was able to get front row and be right next to the action. Like, it was crazy. Some guy did this insane senton dive to the outside and landed on the floor, no padding whatsoever, and everyone heard his back hit the ground, and it sounded so awful. And I was right there in front of it. So if you want to see any pictures from the event, please go on my Twitter at 7WWE Rocks, same as my YouTube name. And even if you don't have a Twitter, I believe you can just Google 7WWE Rocks Twitter and see the pictures. So I was really close to ring. I got some cool pictures and the pictures of the guys I met. So let's get right into it. So we're going to be talking about I'm going to show you the merchandise, and with each person, I'll tell you like how I met them and like the encounter, how to go down, and then on. So first off, when I got there, it was the meet and greet was like 3 to 6. It was 3 hours meet and greet. I got there early because I just wanted to be there early and just save enough time so I could meet everybody I wanted to. And so it was like a big line, like all the tables were set out in a row, and then a big line, so you had to be in line even if like nobody was at this person's table. You still had to go in the line. So I really hate that, honestly, because I just feel it's so awkward when you're walking by the wrestlers you don't want to meet, and you're like, hey, no, I don't want a T-shirt, I don't want a picture. But I walked by like Tommy Dreamer and such, and last time I met Dreamer, he was kind of a jerk, so I didn't want to meet him again, but I kind of felt bad, but I'll get later on why I feel bad about that. But walking in lines, I walk past Dreamer and stuff, and then I get to like the Lucha Underground section. And I wasn't gonna meet Katrina, but then she was right there with Eva Lee. So I was like, well, I don't like they were at the same exact table. So I was like, I don't want to awkwardly be like, no, Katrina, and then go to Eva Lee. So I met Katrina, and of course, manager of Mil Muertes, who probably makes the easiest money ever because all she has to do is just escort someone to the ring. Like, she escorted. It's funny because she usually escorts Mil Muertes, and he's ginormous. She escorted a midget. We're little people. I don't want to offend anybody, but she escorted like the midget to the ring, and I thought that was funny because she's always been doing it to Mil Muertes, and all she has to do is escort someone in the ring, kiss somebody, maybe a lick of death or whatnot, and she gets paid. So that's some good money for Katrina. I'm happy for her. But she was really nice. Like, I went up to her and I shook her hand, and she was like really nice about it when I shook her hand because like the first two, like 3 or 4 people in front of me didn't even like shake her hand. So I thought that was kind of rude, but I always try to do that. So I shook her hand, and my dad was there, and this threw me off. Like, I was gonna say stuff about Lucha Underground and stuff. I was gonna be like, "Oh, you're so great with Mil Muertes. You're, so like awesome seeing you do all that stuff." And I'm talking with her, and I asked her for a picture, and so it's a picture that my mom will never let me keep. But no, I'm gonna try to. But I asked for a picture, and my dad is like, I would get one, but my wife would kill me. So she laughed really hard about that, and I was just like, oh my gosh, she thinks I'm a pervert. But I was like, what are you doing, Dad? But no. So that made me really nervous. Like, when he said that, I was like, I did not expect my dad to say that. I thought he was just gonna, sit there quietly. But no, he said that. So I like go to take the picture, and she puts her hand right on my chest, like in a hugging type thing, like right on my chest. And I'm just sitting there. My dad can't really take a picture that well. Like, he takes forever to do it. And he doesn't really understand iPhones, but whatever. So she has her hand on my chest, and she's like, Daniel, your heart is beating really fast. I can feel it. And I'm just like, yeah, it really is. And I'm like, Dad, please take the picture. So finally he takes the picture, and I like go to shake her hand again, but she still got the wrong hand. So she kind of like held my hand and gave it a squeeze. And I was like, I love you. No, not really. But I was like, you're the greatest. So yeah, that was how that went. And I'll show you. Yeah, I got this. My mom's never going to let me keep this, but there it is. It's kind of smeared. The markers there really sucked. It says, to Daniel, love Katrina, and then I don't know I guess it's her last name at the very bottom, but there's like the full picture. And so if I die or my mom, you hear like a mom goes insane over a kid's wrestling photo, my mom's going to kill me for this. So Yeah, right there. And I'm gonna keep this forever. No, awesome picture though. Then I met Evilise, and she was cool. She like, I said I wanted a photo. I was like, can I get this signed? And she had like a stack of photos, and I said, can I just get this one signed, the one on the top? And she was like, you sure you don't want to like look through them? And I really didn't, because I wish I would have asked her if there was one with her and Helico and Son of Havoc, because I would really want a picture of that. But I didn't. I just said, no, I'll take the first one on the top. And then my dad was like, of course, my dad, once again, he threw me off. My dad was like, oh, I would take the whole stack. But once again, my wife would kill me. Did not laugh. Like, she was just dead, strong, independent woman. She did not think that was funny, I guess. And so she like couldn't find a marker, so she left to go find one. And I was like, she's not coming back. But no, she came back, and then I got this picture signed. And I don't know what happened to the tops. I guess she let a marker on top of it, so it smeared really bad. It's really hard to see because it's like all black. But I really like this picture. I think it's good. But I don't know if you can see. Yeah, like right there. Trying to get the reflection. Yeah, there we go. Trying to get the reflection. But she wrote like all here, here, here. So it says, to Daniel, XOXO, no fear, and then Evilise, in quotes, the Huntress, which is her Twitter handler. So yeah, I really like this picture actually, because I think it's obvious. But next I met Hernandez, and he was really cool. He was talking to, I think, maybe his wife or somebody. So he was like distracted with her. Like, they were talking about something, like this really like this old lady went up to, not old lady, but like 50 or 60, I would say. She went up to him like right in front of me, and she was like, whispered something in his ear and started pulling her top down. And I was like, oh God, please don't. So he literally was like looking at Evilise and Katrina like, are you serious? So he had to sign like her entire chest. Like, I couldn't see anything, but he legit signed all on her chest. And I was like, oof. And so she left, and then he was talking to his wife. So I don't know what they were talking about, but he was really like not an argument, but they were deep in conversation there when I went up to him. So he shook my hand, and I was like, can I get an autograph picture? And he was like, yeah, sure. Also, everybody was, for a photo and something signed, was $10. So I think that's a really good deal, because usually the last time I went to a show, it was like $20 for each guy, but everybody was either 10 or below. So I thought that was really nice to them. But I shake his hand, and I'm like, oh, dude, I'm so glad you're back in TNA. You're awesome. I freaking hope you have a big singles run. And he was like, thank you. It's exactly where I need to be. So it seemed like he's really happy with being in TNA now. So I'm happy about that, because the guy's really cool. And his match, he teamed with Ray Monroe, and it was a really good match. And unfortunately, it's smeared. So it's kind of like S and then M. You can kind of see the M, and then yeah, it's smeared really bad. So I was sad about that, but you know, whatever. I got a picture with him, so I'm fine with that. If I could get a picture or an autograph, I'd usually go with the picture. But yeah, a cool 8x10 actually. Next, this is when they like really get really good. Like, I really enjoy talking to these guys. So I met Colt Cabana, and he's awesome. Like, he is such a nice guy, and just like the picture I'll get to later was just hilarious. But I go up to him, and I'm just like, you know, can I buy? I'm like, I'm gonna hit the ground running at his merch table. So I buy a shirt, and I'm like, you have a large? And he's like, yeah, man, sure, I'll get it right for you. So he got one, and then I was gonna get the 8x10 where he draws the picture of you, and I really wanted that actually, but then I saw this one poster, and I was like, oh no, I gotta have this, just because I just think it looks so good, and I hope I can find a frame for it. It's gonna be really hard to frame, but it's that like awesome Colt Cabana versus Matt Classic. And then like all his gimmicks, Scotty Goldman, Ace Steel and stuff. So I really like this. I think it's just such a cool poster. I'm hopefully get it framed. But right there it says, to Daniel, Colt Cabana signed it right there. And then Matt Classic. I don't remember meeting Matt Classic. I don't know how he signed that though. That's cool. Thanks, Matt. But yeah, Colt Cabana was awesome. Oh, if I didn't talk about the matches, Katrina, she escorted someone. Hernandez and Rowe, they did something. It was a good match. Evilise, she was going to verse Barbie Hayden for the title and Candice LeRae. But then I was disappointed. Right before the show started, like an hour before, Candice tweeted, sorry, Texas, like popped my knee out of place or something, so I'm not cleared to wrestle. So I was like, oh, dang it, I'm so disappointed, because that's really who I want to meet, Candice and Joey. But So this one girl from Booker T's Reality of Wrestling, she took Candace's place, which was kind of cool because people were like shocked that our Booker T wrestler came, and their match was just awful though. Like it was a bad finish, and Barbie, I don't like get she's a heel, but she came to the ring high-fiving kids and like taking pictures with like this disabled person, which is really really nice. Like nothing bad there, but I didn't get why she like did all that, like high-fiving kids, and then in the ring she was like, "Y'all suck. This city blows." Blah blah blah. But yeah, their match was awful. Ivelisse, if it had been Candice and Ivelisse versus Barbie, I think it would have been a lot better. But what are you gonna do? But back to Colt. Really nice guy, just awesome. And I asked, "Can I get a picture, selfie style?" And he was like, "Sure, no problem at all." And so he took one picture with me, smiling, and him like, making one of his crazy faces. And then I thought that was it, so I kind of started to leave. And then he just kept taking pictures. And I posted like 4 of them on Twitter, but he was just posting pictures of him like and just doing random faces while I did him. And it was pretty funny. Like he was cool. And shook my hand. He was just like, "Enjoy the show. Thank you so much for coming and stuff." And I was like, I freaking love Colt Cabana. And he versus Jinder Mahal in a comedy match. And it was funny. Like it was really good. He teased to go to sleep. Like he got Jinder up. And then Jinder reversed it, but teased to go to sleep and stuff. And then the crowd was really funny because, like, I don't know why, but the company that did it would be like, the wrestlers have been wrestling for 5 minutes. And then 10 minutes later, or 5 minutes later, they go, "Wrestlers have been wrestling for 10 minutes. Wrestlers have been wrestling for 50, like just so on. I don't know why. But the crowd, every time he did that, the announcer would go, "Wrestlers have been wrestling for 5 minutes." The crowd would go, "Thank you." And just keep doing that. So Jinder Mahal throws Colt Cabana into the guard post, or the ring post, falls on the ground, selling the injury, and the announcer goes, "They have been wrestling for 10 minutes," and everybody goes, "Thank you," and Colt Cabana on the floor right next to me, he's like, "You're welcome." So I thought that was funny, and just Colt Cabana, he's hilarious, and his matches are always entertaining, I think, and he beat Jinder Mahal with a roll up. But Colt Cabana, awesome guy, and I showed you the autograph, and here's the shirt I got from because I just had to have it. I love these shirts. The Art of Wrestling shirt. So live from the studio, apartment in Chicago, Illinois. The Art of Wrestling with Colt Cabana. So I was really happy to get the shirt. I need to listen to more of his podcasts. I'm sad to say I don't listen to as many as I should. But when I get the time to, I will try to listen to some more because Colt Cabana is awesome. He can't not love Colt. So next, I met Joey Ryan, who did the opening match, and he versed a guy that was like more flamboyant than him. It was really more sleazy than him. It was kind of weird. So that match was funny. It was a good opener, and Joey didn't win, but I was mad about that. But he was really cool when I met him, and I went up to him, and I had met him July 12, 2014. So I met him July 12, 2015. So it was a year in the making, and I was really happy to meet him. And I asked him if I could buy a shirt, and I got this shirt because I just really like this. The Star Wars World's Cutest Tag Team, Candice and Joey. And he was really cool. And I was fumbling around with my money because I just had a lot of merch and I had a lot of money. So I was fumbling around with it, and I was just like, "Dude, I'm sorry. I keep screwing this up." And he was like, "No, don't even worry about it. I know it's frustrating and stuff, and just take your time." And I was like, "Dude, you're awesome. I love you." And no, not really. So I get the shirt, and I'm trying to get a picture, but then I see, like, I totally didn't remember it. Like, I brought PWG 11 to get signed by him and Candice, and I see the exact DVD on his gimmick table, or his, his merch table, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I need to get this signed." So I pull it out, and I asked him to sign it, but he said it smears and it rubs off real easy on these covers. So he's like, "Where do you want me to sign it on the inside?" And he's like, "You wanted me to sign the disc or this?" So I said here because I didn't want to, mess up. Because one day I do hope Candice will sign it. So I didn't want to really mess up the disc. I know it doesn't mess it up, but you know what I mean. I don't want to, get it on the picture. But yeah, right there, Joey Ryan came out really good actually. I like how it looks. But yeah, one day I really hope Candice can be there and to sign it. And I thanked him, and I was like, "Oh, I'm real sorry to hear about Candice. I hope she heals up soon." And he was like, "Yeah, it's a tough situation. I'll tell her you said that." And yeah, it real sucks. Like, everybody's been coming to my table saying like how sorry they were and stuff. And I was like, "Oh, okay." And so he was like, "Thanks for coming. Thanks for the show, or thanks for coming to the show. and buying some merch. And I was like, dude, no problem. So got the picture, and he's just a really nice guy. Like, I really liked, like, it was better than the first time I met him. First time I met him, he didn't talk that much, but this time it was really cool to meet him the second time. And he's a good guy. So definitely, if you see Joey Ryan, pick up his merch. Good guy. Next was the last person I met. It was Lance Archer, or Lance Hoyt, and his match with Tommy Dreamer. First, I'll show you the autograph. So I meet him, and I didn't talk much. I don't know why, but I was like, can I buy – or I wanted to get a shirt. I wanted to get a Killer Elite Squad shirt, but he didn't have any. So I said, can I just get this American Psycho shirt in large? He didn't have any in large. He had, like, one small and, like, others. I think small and medium, and they wouldn't have fit me. And then I asked for another shirt, and he was like, this is it. It's only a small. So I was like, dang it. I really wanted a Killer Elite Squad shirt, but what are you going to do? So I asked him to get autographs. I got two 8x10s, or not 8x10s, 2 photos for $10, which I thought was really good, and a picture, of course. So here's the first one, Global Force Wrestling photo, which I really like. Here, I'll try to get the glare so it shows it. Yeah, Lance Archer. It looks a lot better in person, to be honest. And then this one I really like, just because it's a cool photo. It's the Killer Elite Squad, signed by Lance Hoyt. Hopefully, I don't know if this will ever happen, but maybe one day I meet Davey and get him to sign it, so that'd be really cool. But yeah, that was the last guy I met, and just a little side story. Oh yeah, he was really cool because I was talking to him, and he let me hold the Pro Wrestling Noah tag title, so I thought that was really cool. So I've gotten to hold the IWGP Junior tag titles, the Ring of Honor tag titles. I didn't hold the Ring of Honor tag titles, but IWGP and Pro Wrestling Noah tag titles. So that's pretty cool. I really like that. And I got told it, and when he was signing them, I was like, this is when I was still mad at Tommy Dreamer. I was like, dude, I hope you choke slam him, and freaking, because you got the best choke slam in wrestling business, and I truly agree with that. Like, I honestly do think he has the best choke slam. So I said, I really hope you choke slam him and get the 1, 2, 3. And he was like, okay, I'll try, man. And he laughed about it. So that was cool of him, and he ended up doing it. So he versed Tommy Dreamer. But here's the whole story. That's all the wrestlers I met and all the merch. But Alberto El Patron was advertised for the show. He was the main guy. Like, on the they kept showing the poster, like this video package they kept showing. He's the head guy. Like, he's the headline of it. And I don't see him, like, at all during the meet and greet. Like, Jim Duggan got there a little late, and I didn't meet him just because I wanted to have some money to take home. And I could have, but, you know, whatever. Raymond Rowe got a little late, so he was still there. And then, but Alberto, he's the last guy. He never was seen during the meet and greet. And I'm like, I wonder where he was. Like, I was actually going to get a picture with him because if he brought the AAA World Championship, I wanted to get a picture with that. So wanted to meet him, and he never showed for the meet and greet. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. Maybe he didn't want to do the meet and greet or something. So he's supposed to take on Houston Carson, I think was the guy's name. He's supposed to take him in the main event. Like, it was supposed to be Alberto being the big attraction against Houston Carson, who's a local guy for them, but he's probably their best local guy. So that guy comes out, Houston Carson, and he grabs a mic, and I'm like, oh, they're doing Alberto and him early? But he grabs a mic, and he's like, if you guys didn't know, Alberto did not show up for the event. We have been calling him, you know, texting him, blah, 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 emailing him, and his party and stuff has not responded at all. They don't know if it's airplane troubles or car troubles or whatnot. He has not responded. And like, as of like an hour ago, I looked on Twitter. He still hasn't tweeted anything about it. And the company posted on Facebook, the one that put it on, they said they gave him a money deposit a few months ago for the event. They gave him a first class plane tickets, 4-star hotel and everything, and he just did not show up. So he no-showed the event. The dirt sheet headlines are saying that. So, Mom, I'm famous. Not really. But, yeah, he no-showed the event. So Houston Carson was just like, oh, you guys, I know you all are disappointed, which really sucks. Because, honestly, you know, I wasn't, you know, saying, oh, I only want to meet Alberto. But I'm sure there were people that really wanted to meet him. So he never showed up. And the wrestler was like, you know, I really wanted to prove it, that I could beat a former WWE World Champion, which does suck. I mean, that guy, he would probably, I don't know if he'd win against Alberto in that match, but, you know, that's a big part to put on your resume, you know, get a match against Alberto. Maybe he likes the match and he, like, you know, suggests you to promoters and stuff. But yeah, so Snitsky comes out after that. Yeah, Berto, I don't know what happened to him, like, in all honesty. So Snitsky comes out and is like, I know how disappointed you are, and we're friends. We traveled around the world together, and I know you were training for this match, blah, blah, blah. And Snitsky's in a T-shirt and, like, camo shorts, like John Cena. Like, he is not in ring gear, and he's talking, blah, 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 and he's like, let's give him a big round of applause. So everyone cheers, and then just clotheslines him. So they start a match like that, and so the promoters that put the thing on Facebook said Snitsky was not supposed to wrestle, like, at all. That's why he's in a T-shirt, just random shorts, and, like, just regular shoes. He was not supposed to wrestle at all, and he took his place because Alberto didn't even show up. So Houston Carson ended up getting the win, so that was good. And just hats off to Snitsky. Like, in all honesty, he was not supposed to wrestle. I guess he was supposed to leave after the meet and greet or do something at the end of the show, do like a run-in save or something. But, yeah. Berto didn't show up, so people were wondering what's the main event now. So Dreamer comes out, and he's like saying how 16 years ago ECW came to this building, and you guys are showing me all these pictures of me and stuff. And he was like, but you guys did not pay to see Tommy Dreamer wrestle. You paid to see Tommy Dreamer fight. And I'm like, dude, what's about to go down? Like, I was excited for Lance Hoyt versus Dreamer already, singles match. I'm fine with that. Then he's like, but we got to freaking tear the house down. So how about we make it Falls Count Anywhere, no disqualification, and kill each other around this entire freaking arena. And people are, like, freaking out. And I'm like, I love this, man. This is the greatest thing ever. So Lance Hoyt comes out, like, after. And he, by the way, awesome heel. And I don't know how he isn't signed by another wrestling company. Or I'm sure he's doing, he's more than happy with Pro Wrestling Noah. But this guy is amazing. Good heel, and it's funny because he's like the nicest guy when you meet him, but great heel, got the fans pissed off at him. And him and Tommy, like, just killed each other around the arena. Now, I know it's, like, not the most technical fight and stuff, and a lot of interviews I've heard, hardcore matches and stuff are actually easier than regular matches to throw together and stuff. So they were supposed to have a singles match. They probably already had it, planned, ready to go, and freaking Alberto no-shows, so they're put in the main event. They got to do something to really make up for it. They did a great job. Making it Falls Count Anywhere was awesome. We were just, like, the entire crowd, like, everybody was just walking around with Dreamer and Hoyt as they were throwing each other into stuff with trash cans and hitting each other with guardrails and stuff, chairs and all this great stuff. It was really cool. And then they get back in the ring, and Dreamer rolls out, and his arm is just bruised and red, like, right here. Like, he kept holding his arm like this, and I was like, gosh, I hope he didn't break his arm. He rolls out of the ring, and he's, like, to the first, like, another front row, not me, but he's, like, all these muscular guys. He's like, guys, come on, let's go. So they just stand up, and they go with him. He goes to the back, grabs a little kid, and he's like, come on, bro, you're coming with us. Takes him to the back, and then the little kid comes out holding a table along with everybody else. So I thought that was really cool to have, like, for Dreamer to pull everybody, get them a table, and just send it in the back. So Dreamer ends up doing a Death Valley driver through the table to Hoyt, gets the 1, 2, 3, and that's how the show ended. And Dreamer did a promo, but my dad wanted to leave, so I gotta go. He's my ride. So yeah, it was awesome. And Hoyt chokeslammed Dreamer, which is awesome. And apparently on Twitter, Dreamer says that's the last time he's taking a chokeslam, I think. It sounded like that. He said, send me a picture if you got one of the chokeslam, because that's going to be the last. And then it was just like, period. So I didn't really get what that meant. But good main event. Like, it made up a lot for Del Rio. So awesome event. And there's all my merchandise. I guess I'll go through it one last time if you didn't watch the entire video. But I'll go through it real quick. Sorry this was longer than I expected, but I just really had a lot of fun. It wasn't the best wrestling. Like, the indie guys, ugh, they botched a lot. But when it got to, like, the actual wrestlers, I don't want to say actual wrestlers, but, the bigger names, the matches got really good. So there, Joey Ryan, who was really nice. Colt Cabana and Matt Classic. I still don't know where Matt Classic was. I don't remember him signing this, but Daniel, awesome. Hernandez, kind of smeared. Eva Lise, the love of my life, Katrina, Daniel, I love you. And then last but not least, Lance Archer, Global Force Wrestling one, so that's cool. And then this picture I really like. Maybe one day I'll get it signed by Davey. And then the shirts. Sorry. I feel like last night with Joey Ryan. Live from the studio apartment. And then Star Wars shirt, Candace and Joey. So a fun event. Disappointed with, Candice not showing up, but what are you going to do? So thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter at 7WRocks. And enjoy Raw tonight. I'm hearing Charlotte and Sasha and Becky are actually rumored to be on the show, so that'd be awesome. But yeah, enjoy Raw tonight. Thank you so much for watching. As always, have a nice day.